Hello, good morning and welcome to AM News. My name is Denise Yapomai. In our very first story, we begin from Parliament. The minority says the government is on a witch-hunting spree with made-up petitions to remove heads of independent state institutions. According to NPP MP for Gushegu, Hassan Tampuli, who was debating the budgetary estimates for the Office of the Special Prosecutor, the current petition seeking to remove the Special Prosecutor is unfounded, but the majority chief whip fired back.
Something is happening in this country, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, something is happening in this country. If we are minded to fight corruption, we should be hesitant in the way and manner that we are attacking Office of Accountability. Mr. Speaker, these bodies were created to be fearless, independent, and to prosecute their business without any big brother overlooking their shoulders. Mr. Speaker, it's becoming very difficult for the OSP to function.
Speaker, there's no way the government is pursuing anybody out of office. There's no way. That cannot be a statement of fact on this floor. Citizens have rights to petition, and they must have done that. It does not constitute a removal. So don't make that suggestion.
Well, NDC MP for Medina, Francis Xavier Susu, also criticized the OSP for inviting private legal practitioner Martin Pebu for questioning over some public claims against the special prosecutor. He, however, commended the office for several investigations it has done, which he said had saved the country millions of cedis.
Yet, but they have proven that they are doing their work well. Mr. Speaker, again, let me clarify the point that the fact that the Office of Special Prosecutor is doing the best they can within their mandate does not mean that citizens and individuals who have issues about how the Special Prosecutor is operating cannot come out to speak against them. So I was worried when people like Martin Pebu, for example, was invited to the Special Prosecutor because he was on TV raising some allegations. These are things I believe that the Special Prosecutor must work on to shaping the perception or the public perception that is currently championing.
And meanwhile, NPP MP for Malaysia South, Nane J. Bafuewa, says the Office of the Special Prosecutor has completely deviated from the purpose for which it was set up.
When the Office of the Special Prosecutor was being promulgated, when it was being discussed in this House, Mr. Speaker, one thing and only one thing can be the sum of the role for which the office was created: protection of the public purse. The office has deviated its course of protecting the public purse. Mr. Speaker, complete deviation.
Now, away from Parliament, heads of basic schools have been urged to continuously sharpen their leadership skills and also model exemplary behavior as their influence remains critical in shaping the next generation of Ghana's nation builders. Delivering the call at the second quadrennial conference of the Conference of Heads of Basic Schools in Central Region Cape Coast, Deputy Director General of Academic Programs and Professional Development at IEPA UCC, Alfred Kweku Ampamensa, stressed that the nation's future is determined at the basic level. He said school leaders must therefore demonstrate excellence and also uphold high educational standards to guarantee quality learning outcomes.
Your leadership ensures that no child is left behind, ignored or unloved.
The second quadrennial conference of the Conference of Heads of Basic Schools Corps Central Region was held on the theme Empowering Heads, Enhancing Education Leadership for Quality Basic Education. Echoing the words of the chairman of Corps, former Regional Secretary Issa Kojo Otu, noted the significance of the theme.
Today's theme, Empowering Heads, Enhancing Education Leadership for Quality Education, could not be more meaningful. It reflects the very essence of what we have tried to build together: a strong, confident, proactive group of school leaders who understand that quality education begins not in the classroom alone, but in the strength, vision, and integrity of those who lead our schools.
In the stead of the Regional Education Director, the Deputy Regional Education Director, Harriet Ojua Aidan Sego, lauded the role of corps in shaping basic education in the Central Region, while urging the conference to embrace innovation.
As education leaders, we must also embrace innovation. The world is changing rapidly, and we cannot continue to lead schools with approaches that no longer match the needs of 21st century learners. Let us cultivate school environments that inspire creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and strong moral values.
The guest speaker and Deputy Director General of Academic Program and Professional Development at the Institute for Educational Planning and Administration, UCC, Professor Alfred Kweku Ampa-Mensah, also highlighting a theme, charged corps to unite in the discharge of their duties.
I know that most of my earlier speakers have stated that basic education is the foundation, and you are the leaders in there. If the foundation is weak, the secondary school will struggle, and the universities also would produce graduates who cannot think critically. My charge to you, the leadership of corps, therefore, is this. Let this conference be more than just speeches. Let us draft some actionable plans for basic education leadership. Let us commit to mentoring the new appointed heads.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Lisal Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
Now, with the festive season fast approaching, the Central Regional Office of the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, is cautioning traders against the sale of expired products, warning that anyone caught endangering public health will face severe sanctions. Addressing participants at a capacity-building workshop in Asin Fosu, Regional Director Emmanuel Kwesi Dawood revealed that task forces and regulatory bodies have been directed to intensify surveillance, compliance checks, and early detection measures to prevent avoidable disasters during the celebrations.
I cannot sit in the where the very people who support me to work are now becoming complicit. It's a betrayal.
In Asin Fosu, the national executives of the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, engaged sub-directors and deputy directors of NADMO in the Central Region in a capacity-building workshop focused on enhancing disaster volunteer groups. Regional Director of NADMO, Emmanuel Kwesi Dawood, explains the rationale behind the workshop as he called on concerned authorities and stakeholders to undertake the necessary precautionary measures focused on disaster mitigation during the festive season.
Major retired Dr. Joseph Bikanyi Kunyo has ordered the reactivation of all disaster volunteer groups, which has been dormant for over 8 years now. For the reactivation to be successful, there is the need for the organization to embark on a capacity building workshop for our core actors. In this case, our metro, municipal, district, and sub-metro directors and their able deputies. So we are getting here today in Asin Fosu for the Central Regional edition of the capacity building workshop, which is being facilitated by our Director of Operations at the National Headquarters, Colonel Ahli, Director of DVGs, Honorable Moses Anaba, and other supporting staff from Headquarters Directorate who are here with us presently.
Sharing statistics on disasters in the region in the past month, Mr. Dawood emphasized that punitive actions will be taken against people who sell expired products during the festive season.
Some unscrupulous citizens dumping expired food items and beverages onto the market with the aim of clearing their stock, knowing full well that the products are unwholesome and it is getting the festive season. So we have directed our MMD directors and various task forces to collaborate with the Food and Drugs Authority, the Standard Authority, and the various assemblies to embark on compliance and detection drive activities ahead of the unitary season. And we hope persons who will be found culpable shall be dealt with severely in accordance with the law, as Act 927/2016 mandates us to do.
Participants and Deputy Director of NADMO in charge of technical in the Jumakwe-Nyani Siam district, Emmanuel Beidu Thompson, noted the importance of the workshop.
This has been a wonderful engagement for us and then also for the public. And as we have learnt, we are also going out to make sure that whatever that we have been learnt here, we are also going to inculcate on other people so that we'll be able to know how to prevent disaster and so many things.
From Asin Fosu, Abigail Lisson Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
Well, still on food safety, unsanitary cooking practices persist in many parts of Accra despite public sensitization campaigns. Some food vendors operate without a valid health license for 4 years. My colleague Stephen Mensah was with the AMA task force on the Joy Clean Ghana campaign and reports.
Gifty operates a chop bar in the Central Business District. She has been summoned by the Metro Public Health officials for operating under unhygienic conditions.
Every year, I was saying renew. Until you say to me, Cratan, I was saying young months, I want to Yanuka, Auntie Gifty are shown with some Cratan. Now, I didn't turn this year. Now, we see and we now reported back to AMA. Thank us for Bessan Bane Abeshe. Yeshana Unidiano, a Dani Quanswa, Namawa started.
In Lenoni can't be accuracy, any it's an echo honey, or for a year.
I am trying to sell all this for food today because that is the only way I can earn the money needed to meet the directives given to me.
Then there was me caught spraying gas cylinders in the open yard without personal protective equipment. Director of the Clean Ghana campaign, Florence Kuchi, says this exposes consumers at the chobas not only to hazardous contamination, but also puts me at risk.
I don't know, say this is the root day, the things like.
As for us, the health of the public is paramount to us, including you. You are doing this work. You've not even protected yourself. You've not even put on goggles, no masks, nothing. We are not going to allow you to do it. So we are taking your things away, okay?
At another food joint, the scene was equally worrying. Ingredients meant for cooking were placed directly on the bare ground, exposed to dust, wastewater and pests.
It was not intentional for the ingredients to be on the ground, nor do I want anyone to fall ill. I also eat the same food that I sell.
Director of the Clean Ghana campaign, Florence Kuchi, says the mission is simple: to ensure safe sanitary conditions in the market and also to ensure the general public is protected. From the Central Business District, here in Accra, I am Stephen Mensah, reporting for Joy News.
And now to some other stories. Humanity First, a non-governmental and non-profit organization, has donated food items and cash to the Mental and Rehabilitation Center founded by a Joy News 2023 Impact Maker Awardee as part of its 30th anniversary celebrations. Presenting the items to Bahas Mental, the medical director of Humanity First Ghana, Dr. Al Hassan, said their humanitarian work is guided by the principle of serving all people, regardless of race, color or social status. Joy News' Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafik Salam reports from Wa.
Mental Home and Rehabilitation Center in the one municipality of the Upper West Region is the only mental home and rehabilitation center in the northern enclave of Ghana, housing patients from all 6 regions in the north and beyond. As part of its 30 years of serving mankind, Humanity First donated food items including 20 bags of 50 kg rice, 5 gallons of oil, long bar soaps, Lido Power soap, youth clothes, cartons of tomato paste, toiletries, and a dummy check worth 5,000 Ghana cedis. Medical Director of Humanity First Ghana, Dr. Majidallah Al-Hassan, stated the reason for their visit to the mental home and the region at large.
Humanity First is a non-profit organization, and our motto is serving mankind. And in our efforts in serving mankind, there is no discrimination in terms of race, color, creed, or social status. It is in that vein that, in commemoration of our 30th anniversary, we decided to come and touch the lives of people who are being sheltered at the Bahas Foundation. Under the Global Health Scheme, our purpose has been to partner with the regional health authorities in terms of healthcare delivery to educate, transfer skills, and train people on essential and thematic health areas.
Medical lead of Humanity First UK's project in Ghana, Dr. Azhar Siddiq, noted that their intention in the region is only to share their skills and knowledge with some hospitals in the area.
We've been coming here for the last 4 to 5 years, working in the local hospitals, and our intention has always been to come and transfer some level of skills and knowledge and the donation of medical equipment to our colleagues here in your local hospitals so they can benefit not only from that knowledge and those skills and that equipment, but their patients can benefit.
The Chief Executive Officer of Bahas Mental Home and Rehabilitation Center and 2023 Joy News Impact Awardee, Ilyas Baba Yusuf, was grateful for the donation, calling it the biggest they have ever received.
I can say that we've been here for almost 2 years, though Bahas Mental Home, Bahas Foundation is 18 good years, but we've been here as a home for 2 years, as we are speaking now. And this is the first mega donation we had from any organization so far. We say Alhamdulillah Kashiran.
2 of the inmates of Bahas Mental Home and Rehabilitation Center, Ali Ramadan and Yao Yang, expressed their gratitude for the donation.
On behalf of me and my brothers, we would like to say a very big thank you to the UK doctors and our brothers who have helped to bring all this into existence, because if they never thought of us, nobody would have thought of us.
I'm happy that we are here. First of all, we first give thanks to the strangers and the visitors that we are having. We will say that may God richly help them for their work that they are doing.
Reporting for Day News, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
It's now time for some business news. Guess who? The Ahanta Pele. Samuel Kojibrace will bring you that after this breather.
Let's do business update now. And the industries and manufacturing firms have indicated that they will have no other option than to pass on the cost of utility hikes to consumers. Electricity and water tariffs are set to witness its highest increases in recent times, starting January next year. The move is part of the multi-year tariff order implementation by industry regulator PRC. Seth Chum Akwabwa is the chief executive of the Association of Ghana Industries.
Well, the individual companies will analyze it differently. For those who can absorb, you know, they react differently to this. There are some companies that energy costs constitute a significant part of their cost of production. It could go as high as 30% in the case of the steel industry because they consume so much power. In their case, if you have almost 10% increase in tariff levels, naturally they cannot absorb all of it because it means so much cost to them and it impacts heavily on their bottom line. For those that energy costs may not be as significant and therefore they probably can absorb it, they will do so. Remember, even when they are adjusting their prices, it's not proportionate to the changes in the energy cost because there are other elements of the cost that they are taking into account. They also take account of the competition and so on and so forth. So the companies will adjust differently. My other comment on the tariff adjustment is that normally when you have a cross-board tariff change like that, we get concerned. We get concerned because if you take water, for the big and water-consuming companies, their volume of consumption is so high, so that 15% plus adjustment means a lot of cost to them.
Away from that, the Ghana reference rate, a key benchmark used by commercial banks to price loans, has dropped significantly for December 2025. The rate fell from 17.93% in November to 15.9% in December. This represents a 200 basis point decline from the previous month. Here is more.
In November this year, the Ghana reference rate, which acts as the benchmark for determination of interest rates in the country, stood at 17.93%. However, after the Bank of Ghana cut its policy rate to 18% and Treasury bills rate going down marginally, the Ghana reference rate was reduced by 200 basis points to 15.9% for the month of December. The development should go a long way to impact on fresh loans that will be secured this month, as commercial banks are expected to adjust their rates to the changes. It could also affect persons that negotiated their loans with the banks at a variable rate. This should mean that the cost of servicing the loan could also go down in the coming days. However, individuals that negotiated their loans at a fixed rate may benefit from these developments when it comes to the cost of servicing their loans. Commercial banks had earlier indicated that they will move fast to adjust their interest rate once the Ghana reference rate is reviewed downwards. Some analysts have projected that the rate could be getting into the single digit by the end of the year.
And that's all in our business update this morning. Back to you, Denisha.
Ahanta Pele, Samuel Kujibrit. And that's it for AM News. If you want more news, I know a place. Please log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Denise Apomaide. Up next is sports, but please enjoy the rest of the show.